All right, there you have it. The factory Husqvarna, probably KTM and gas factory bars. I believe it's a KTM low. Don't quote me on that. I'm almost positive. One thing I gotta show you, because these are loose on my bike, because I tried to straighten the bars, is the clamp mounts. So you're gonna have usually an Allen key. Austrian bikes, it's gonna be a Torx bit on the inside. In this case, on the bottom down here, try this out. This nut right here is a 17mm bolt. You're gonna need a open-ended wrench, closing-ended wrench, something. Socket if you can get it on there. And then your Torx bit in here to tighten these up, because these are all loosey-goosey. This one's really bad. Okay, this is no good. We don't want this at all. This, questionable. This is a no-go. We definitely need to tighten this one. So we'll tighten that one first, and then we'll install the bars. All right, spent 5 minutes looking for tools, half a second for you guys, 5 minutes for me. But so like I said, 17mm closed wrench. This one's a dog bone, so it ratchets on the end, makes life easier. And then this one's a T45 Torx bit, or star bit, however you want to refer to it. It's all the same, at least in my opinion. Everyone knows what I mean. Alright, cool. Now we're going to tighten this sucker without having it move, because we need it to be in line with the other side. But, alright, nice and tight. You'll know when you have it tight because it's not turning anymore. I'm pretty sure there's a torque spec. I like to say torque everything, right? They include Torx specs for a reason. But in this case, I'm too lazy to find that torque spec. It's in my manual somewhere. But good and tight sounds pretty good to me. There we go. Make sure these are straight-ish, so your bars aren't looking all goofy. You know what? I'm not even going to straighten that because I want to show you what it looks like. Alright, here's what I'm talking about. In this case, it's very obvious, because if I get the bar into this hole, lined up, it's way off on this one and I can't even get it to sit in there. Right? Pretty obvious on this one. You can't mess that up. Do not bolt it down if you have a gap like that. I mean, look, it won't even sit in there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So we need to straighten this one up to look like this one. Alright, show you what I'm talking about. That one's straight. That one's straight. And this bar is settled all the way into the clamp on both sides. So now we can put in, so you typically would feel like you need to put this on first, but don't forget, we gotta put our throttle side on before we put the bar in place. Well, in this case it reaches, but whoa, don't drop the bar like that. That sucks. So we'll put our grip on. Where did our thing go? Oh yeah. We'll do that later. Okay, so our bar reaches. That's good. Okay. We're gonna do cable behind the bar, not in front of the bar. And I'll grab our clamp. Remember, this bar goes on the back side. Put our clamp on where it feels the spacing looks even on the front and on the back. We're going to put our bolts in. We're going to put them in finger tight. Just so our bars don't move on us. Like that. I'm talking about what we do and then it just does it anyway, so it's like, what's the point of doing it? Alright. So we get these finger tight all the way to the bottom. Make sure you have even spacing front and back. Slide our throttle tube back on. Okay, and then I can tighten this one with a wrench that I left over there. I'll be right back. Alright, slide the grip all the way on. I have noticed with the ODI grips, when you put it all the way to the end where you can feel the handlebar or hear the handlebar hit the end of the grip, and then you smoke this on your throttle tube, sometimes the throttle will stick and you'll think you did something wrong, but it's not that you did something wrong, it's just that the throttle is too close to the handlebar and it won't let it return. So you don't have to slam it in there. Okay, and we'll adjust that later to where I need the grip. But for now, moving on. Got that. And then we're going to do our front brake. Put your clamp back on. Someone out here riding dirt bikes at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, I wish my bike had a headlight, but I'd probably be pissing everyone off. Just like this guy probably is. Alright, one thing to note here, you want to get these down to about finger tight, enough to where you can move it up and down and side to side, because I gotta show you why I did this goofy looking thing. So I had to safety wire this one closed and put some electrical tape around it so it doesn't tear into my grips, because the opening here was too big to go around, or this opening is too small to go around the twin wall bars. So we can take all this off now and just use the screw that I hope I kept, because it's not in here, it's just safety wire. I'll be back because I gotta try and find that screw. Alright, again, after searching for, I don't know, 10 minutes, I finally found where I put that screw. Little tiny sucker. Imagine trying to organize that. I'm sure someone can, just not me. We're going to put our start switch back on. So we hook in our clamps into here. I'm actually putting this closer. Yeah, put our screw in. If I can actually get it. That puts it. There we go. Oh, that threaded just took forever. All right, clutch side. Put your map switch on because you don't want to stretch that out and break that. So put this on before you put your grips on. Slide that over. If you remember the order of your bar controls, that would be great, because I don't. So now I gotta figure out where everything went. I just thought it'd be fun. Okay. Well, this is going here for now. And then once we get the grip on, we'll start organizing stuff. Everyone's different. You pretty much pick and choose what you want closer to your thumb. Do you want the kill switch closer to your thumb, or do you want your map switch closer to your thumb? My personal opinion, I want the the kill switch closer to my thumb. Because I don't want to have to be reaching and searching for a kill switch if something goes wrong. Map, on the other hand, you can always pull over and change your map. So install those two 8mm bolts after you have slid this on, and then we'll figure our kill switch out later. This grip, gotta loosen this because I tightened it. So back this off. One thing you can note on this bar, there is no knurling here, so you don't have to file anything. So this will just slide on just the way you like it. Has a nice audible snap. I like the bottom side of my waffle, this piece, on my fingertips, so I rotate it all the way to the bottom. Personal preference again. Every rider's different. That's just the way I like it. So, and you'll have to adjust that once you adjust your bars, but we'll get it relatively close. All right, one thing I forgot to mention with this bracket. This will just make your life easier. If it's not already like this, you can change it. So here's the housing where the screw is going to go into, and this one's just a hole. So if yours is like this, where the screw part is on top and you got to put it through the bottom, it's a pain in the butt. You flip it over, and gravity just lets this sit here, and then you can get your screwdriver on there, screw it in. Something to help you out. So I'm gonna put my kill switch nice and close to my thumb. Up and over, and here's where this is going to come in handy. So you can take the screw, set it in there, and leave it, and it won't fall. Versus the other way, it's kind of a pain. So now, and get this started. Get it tight enough to where it's not going to fall, but we can still move it around the bars. And then this would be a great time to figure out where you want your bars. But there you go, guys. That's how you install new handlebars on your Husky or your Suzuki or any bike in general for that matter. Just remember you have 4 bolts in total that are going to hold your handlebar on. Your throttle is going to be 2, so you're going to be 2 hex screws or hex bolts like that, or it's going to be a screw just like the Suzuki is. You're going to have your start switch if you have electric start, and it's going to be held on by this little screw right here. And then you have your 2 8mm bolts that are going to hold on your front brake perch. Your little screw for your kill switch. If you have a map switch, this will be a little black screw. In this case, it's a Torx bit. And then your 2 8mm bolts for your clutch. And then this is a lock-on grip, so you're going to have that little Allen key that's on the underside of this, and you'll tighten that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope it helped you. Have a good day.